Just saying the word park card will get you a fight in the 2K community, man. Somebody equips it and everybody has to equip it because, well, we gotta be even. But have you ever thought to yourselves, how effective really are these park cards? We're here in this video, man. We're discussing both pure shooter and perfect shooter. They both do different things. There's basic versions and enhanced versions. I'm getting into all that because I went on the park and I was one of the dickheads who pulled park cards for about an hour or two. And I went to testing. Let's go. Luckily for us, we didn't have to do much research. When it comes to pure shooter, it basically improves the percentages of the shot going in. When it comes to perfect shooter, it increases the window for you to get a green light. So both of them have their benefits clearly, so I equipped both of them, and luckily for me, I just had a fucking enhanced perfect shooter lying around, so I figured I'll test the difference between a regular perfect shooter and an enhanced one. Alright, man, let's get to talking. We're gonna initially start with perfect shooter. I'm gonna just let y'all know whether it's pointless, whether it's an amazing park card. I'm occasionally gonna call it a badge because for some reason in my mind, they're badges, alright? Because they help your game that much. Now, they're not gonna give you massive improvements. And one thing to note is that they go by pretty quick. You're gonna see a little bit later on, like it takes like 3 possessions, maybe 4 if you're lucky. And that's like if you're the only person shooting, right? And so they don't stay on for long. They're not very effective. And on top of that, they cost a lot of VC to pull these packs. And so you can question whether these are worth using. So the only reason I have this shit is because I played Mountain Dew a few times and I got some of them going mountain. Anyway, long story, we'll get into this now. Perfect shooter is up first. This park card is fucking trash. Unless you're a come up, there is no reason to use this park card. Alright, as explained earlier, it basically gives you a bigger window to get green lights. If you have a jumper that already gives you a big window to get green lights, why the fuck are you spending more VC to get an even bigger window? The only people this makes sense for is if you have like a 55 open shot 3 athletic finisher and you're trying to bang and you don't have a good release. But then the best thing you can do to do this for free, no VC, is to just get a better jumper. You can spend time getting a better jumper than spending all your fucking VC on this park card for absolutely no reason. Listen, and it doesn't even give you a massive boost. I tried the enhanced version of this and it feels just like the basic version. I don't need to have a bigger window because I'm hitting my window anyway because I'm nice. So instead of worrying about this perfect shooter this card, just worry about getting your jumper consistent, finding one with the easy cue that you can follow, making that into a habit, and then just killing people on the park. You can spend literally like 2 hours doing that instead of probably was gonna be, the thousands of VC that you're gonna end up spending just to try and get this badge. By the way, you can't specifically go out and try and get specific park cards. You can try, but like you can only ever pull packs, and if you get lucky, you might get more of this card than the other card. It's garbanzo. If someone ever pulls this shit on you, don't even fucking worry about it. Alright? It just basically means they're a come up and they're looking for the quickest and slightest advantage, and they don't know their jumper. Anybody that knows their jumper doesn't need this park card. Alright, this is where we're getting into the second one, which is pure shooter. Pure shooter. Listen, for a person who knows how to get into his green light window, who's shooting from half court, when it's sometimes you're shooting from so far, there is no green light window. And so you're just shooting as good as you possibly can and hoping the percentages are high. In those situations, having pure shooter to up those percentages, my lord. Yo, I was pulling from fucking half court, confident in myself. There was sometimes I'd manually mess up. By the way, I'm using a new release. Fucking love it. It's quick and it's beautiful, amazing, easy cue. I might have to make a video on this release soon. But I'm using this new release. I'm pulling up confident as fuck from half court with this pure shooter. Now, this pure shooter card is fucking beautiful. Now, it's not gonna give you a massive advantage. Don't get that twisted. I'm only using the basic version for pure shooter because I don't have the enhanced version and I'm not spending any fucking VC to find out. Alright? The basic one was lit. I'm telling you that I stepped back at half court on the very right side of the court in contested and I banged and I said that was fucking pure shooter because I've never done that without a park card. That's you don't make that shit after they patched long range Deadeye. It's impossible to make that. I haven't found a jumper that can do that. And so when I hit it with pure shooter, I knew this was a special card. Alright, so you can still miss, you still have to hit your green light window, of course. You can't be a come up, you can't be trash. It will up your percentages, but it can't stop you from being garbage. So if someone ever pulls the perfect shooter on you, you don't have to worry about it. But if someone ever pulls a pure shooter on you, I hope you're not playing a lot of help defense, because they're gonna fucking bang, especially if they know what they're doing. Now, likely if someone knows what they're doing, they're not gonna fucking pull park cards anyway. But on the off chance that some dumbass on your team decide to pull a park card, and then now y'all got everybody in a frenzy pulling park cards, you know that if someone pulls out pure shooter, please guard them. Because if they know how to do their jumper, it's about to be an issue, alright? So, especially if you see that they have the enhanced version, which has like a fucking extra bunch of designs on it. So, the one that looks a little bit more complicated is the enhanced version, and the basic one is basic. It's as simple as that. So, if the design looks basic, that's the basic version, and it'll tell you right on the card itself. So, I mean, again, it doesn't last long. And so somebody can pull it at the start of the game and pull it again at the end of the game, and they might get it for a total of, if they shot every possession, maybe 6 shots, right? So it's not gonna make a massive difference because it's so short of a time span. But one jumper with this card can be the difference from a win or a loss. And upping those percentages, especially if you ever get that enhanced one, could be all the fucking difference. Now, this is where I get into the hypocrisy, alright? Yo, some of y'all mad as fuck about park cards, and trust me, I don't like them either, but y'all perfectly fine with attributes boost. Like, how is that okay? Attribute boost, if I would much rather have the other team pulling park cards all game. I'd rather have the other team, if they could pull like 5 park cards at once, I would rather have them do that than have all their attributes boosted by +5. That shit is OD an advantage. Like, if someone has a +5 playmaking, that could be the difference between them speed boosting or not, or pulling from long range distance or not, or hitting from the corner or not. Like, you know how many glass cleaners and athletic finishers use boost to help them shoot in the corners around the 3-point line with their jumpers? Do you know how many? Like, these boosts are a massive advantage, and unlike the park cards where you can see if someone pulled it and hit them back, if someone uses boost, even if you find out, you can't do anything until after the game unless you have them equipped as well. And so this is, you'll never know. You can't shame somebody for using them, and so people just use them behind the scenes. And so especially if you catch me on stream, sometimes you'll see me complain that I know for a fucking fact that that playmaker boosted their playmaking, and because I rarely ever use boost on defensively, it feels almost impossible to keep up. And so that advantage, in my opinion, massively outweighs any advantage you ever get from a park card, whether it's perfect, pure shooter, in fact, the unlimited turbo one is OD. Can you imagine a fucking playmaker dribbling an entire clock? That sounds like torture defensively. So, I mean, that's the way I see it, at least. When I was playing this, I was like, I don't feel a massive advantage. You know, for pure shooter, you can definitely tell a couple shots went in that shouldn't have went in, but it's nothing worth spending thousands of VC for. So if someone pulls these 2 park cards, relax, all right? You know, just play a little bit more defense, of course, as one would. You know, if you're feeling like it, yo, pull a park card back. Let them know they can't just be pulling park cards and getting away with it. Or just run boosts all the time and no one would know, and then no one has an issue, and the community doesn't really give a fuck because people win unlimited boosts on Mountain Dew anyway. So I mean, even if they wanted to remove the boost, I'm pretty sure you can't fucking remove it. So I mean, it's just a part of the game now. You kind of have to spend VC just to keep up if you're playing in any serious game. But yeah, man, that's the way I see it. These are the findings. I played for an hour, maybe if it was like an hour and a half, and I felt like shit. Even Vortex, like, yo, Agent, I don't know if I could pull park cards. I feel like a bitch. So after an hour and a half, man, I felt like a bitch-made individual. I hopped off, of course. I cooled down, played some ball, and now I'm back to edit and record. So that's the way I see it. I'm gonna leave the video at that, man. If you guys enjoyed, you want to see more NBA 2K17 content, you can click the videos up on the screen right now. Subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna catch y'all later. I'm out. Peace.